Okay. Jeez. Sorry about that. Apparently OBS failed. Um, no. Oh, Twitch crashed again. OBS failed this time. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Um, apparently I did. I said a magic word. So now we gotta wait. Now that it reset, now we gotta wait for the ad break. Um, no pictures or audio. No audio. I got audio going in. I got audio going in. It's working for me. I haven't changed a thing. We got an ad break in 20 seconds. I don't know, man. I didn't do nothing. Okay, we're waiting on the audio, waiting on the ad break. Um, OBS just failed. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But I know we gotta wait for that ad break.
Right.
It wasn't my internet because I was looking right at it. It wasn't my internet. It was OBS. It just out and out failed. So I guess we'll no. There's the ad break.
Don't give me excuses. Give me results.
All right, hold on. Minute and a half. Uh, I guess I can put this on if I don't plan on putting on my headphones. Been out in the sun. Been out in the sun quite a lot, so I'm a little bit red. I'm okay with it though. Okay, are we back now? Alright. So we will put this around my neck. That way if anything happens I'll be able to hear it. Yes, everyone loves this thing. So it is my traveling hat. I haven't got the outfits yet to fit wearing the hat every day. I gotta get slacks. I gotta get button-up shirts. I gotta look a lot better if I'm gonna wear this hat every single day. Um, but no, my traveling hat is gorgeous. I love it. And it's not an American hat because people see purple. People. They say people in this country, and they have a big stick up their ass about not black and white or brown or gray. Uh, you know, you go outside, you color outside of the box, and everybody freaks out about it. But anyway, I'm wearing this hat going through the necropolis, right? Uh, but yeah, all of this is just gorgeous from one end to the other. And this is where Scottish used to just walk about and uh, clear his mind and do his paperwork in his head. He was creating documents. He needed ideas for writing, and he would just come out here and he would walk until it came to him. And by the time he got home, he would have it all put together. Um, but this is where he used to walk, and all of these structures were so friggin' unique. I loved being able to just take it in. Uh, all half of it's Minecrafty, half of it is Skyrim. It just everywhere you look, it was something different. What's this? Sacred to the memory, John Adam of. Wow, I can't pronounce that. But yeah, 1700s, 1800s, some ancient shit. Wonderful colors on the gates of this here mausoleum, and there's your stones. No bodies in there anymore, obviously. Look at this big gate. It's the kind of gate where you're like, I don't think I've got the key to this. I don't think I've got the key to this here door. I need to keep questing until I can find that particular key. Um, so much cool stuff to look at. Tattoo ideas. A lot of the things that I saw were tattoo ideas. But this is the wide shot. Look at these columns. Marble. Beautiful. There's another one. Odd pattern of stuff. Nice ornate gate. Here's some that we got grass in front of them. Off in the background. Here's this one. Crossed torches with a wreath holding it together. I don't know what it means, but it's fascinating. And above the door, there was this right here. And, Scottish was talking about it being a pilot's logo because of the wings. Could be. Here's this one here. Ooh. Yep. Duncan McFarlane. He's not just dead, he's double dead. And he's erected. These magnificent structures that were put up for these people. I just want one friend in my existence that will go, I miss that guy so much. I'm gonna put a gigantic monument up to his memory. I want one friend like that. I was telling Scottish that back in Ohio there was a structure that looks like a gazebo. You did. We probably don't want to say it on air, no. But this was a very, very nice shot with the sunlight in the background and the darkened headstones. This guy here, John Henry Alexander, He was an entertainer, an actor, a stage performer. And that explains why there's a mask in the hand of the statue. The statue probably had a head at one point. We thought maybe there was something else to why the head was missing, but this is missing the entire damn statue. Um, but yeah, you got the arts and the military right here. But man, look at these intricate sculptures and carvings. The Chuck. Well, I was going to say the wrong word. The not incubus, not succubus. I can't say. I can see the word. I can't say the word. Um, Cherub. There it is. These cherubs up here missing their skulls. And here you are with this wonderful sculpture on top. But man, look at that. Look at how much trouble they went to with that curtain with the rope. They went through a lot. And it's in stone, for God's sakes. It's not like it's made out of wood, right? That is stone. It's got tassels on the curtains. Just marvelous things to look at. Here's a bust of this particular gentleman. I'll never have a bust. I'll always be busty, but I'll never have a bust. Ooh. Great big structure. Here's an angel. Apparently where White Claws came from. Well, hi there. Just kidding. And here's the row after row after row of goodies. Scottish, like I said, used to walk this particular ground, and he gave me the esteemed privilege of also being able to walk it with him. All this glorious beauty. And they just go on and on and on. I like these here, heck man. These here were nice. That it was like a castle wall. You know, here's this obelisk, but the castle wall had the lineage of these people as they passed away. I thought it was a very interesting looking headstone piece for an entire family clan. I mean, check that shit out. It is impressive. This sort of thing. I love these. Great big castle wall, big portcullis. It's not the way they look. This is the one on the back side of that one. Just like a big entry, you know. More of these big ones like this. Celtic crosses. Then you got entire branches. Everywhere you went, it was more beauty. These columns, they're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Here's some copper, a copper engraving on this headstone. You know, how much do you gotta love somebody to be so distraught that they're dead that you're gonna sit around and create sculptures for them? Here's another one of these walls. I've never seen anything like it, so I was just infatuated with it. You know, obviously somebody on either end, and then this one here, but very unique. Here's a nice sculpture. Missing a head, obviously. There's another one. And these things were everywhere, too. Here's that thing again, but different angle. I just like, it's so beautiful. Look at this. It's just so beautiful. You just stand there and stare at it for hours. Here's a sculpture. And they did that in stone. It's stone. That's what people just do not have the proper respect for. That this is stone. I can't get two rocks to make fire, and these guys are making sculptures that have ripples in the cloth. Yeah, this thing here struck me as very Diablo 2, World 2, like it belonged in the desert as opposed to the middle of Scotland. Clearly very Middle Eastern heavy on its design. And here's a full body sculpture of a guy. Not only is he dead, and we're going to make a nice big fat display for his name, and everyone can be marked where his body came to rest. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to do an entire full body sculpture because we miss him that much. And again, there's cloth made out of stone. Here we got. Yes, and make sure my legs are spread far apart. Yes. I want him to see up my kilt. Here's some symbolism here. Someone's family crest. Some cherubs. And this steampunk looking top up here. Clamshell maybe. But this sort of thing, your Bioshock kind of Art Deco looking piece here. There's just, you have to wonder how in the hell they did this stuff with hammer and chisel. Making these floral patterns and vines. How did they do that? Look at this thing. Woo! That's the backside of Dee Dee's monument. And this guy here too. There's the entirety of Glasgow in the background, right? But yeah, I had to take a picture of the just how freaking glorious and tall that thing is. And then you look out here, this thing, sexy, very sexy. Man, it was an amazing walk. We spent some time just going up and down the paths, and I saw a lot of really cool structures. And yeah, there's McFarlane's name again. Here we got William McGavin and Moichet, author of the Protestant The Protestant what? But yeah, this very, very nice looking statue and monument. Here's another one just a few steps down. Man, it was an amazing, and this is just day one, right? This is day one, and I have been taking pictures like it's my job. The mural's missing, but yeah, big old structure. Check this thing out. I told Scottish, I said, if we're coming out of the cathedral and we're coming down to the necropolis, this has got to be where the boss is at. This screams either boss or mini boss because it is absolutely huge. Some kind of mausoleum with multiple people and ancient, clearly ancient. Not allowed to go in there no more because it's falling apart. But very, very cool to look at. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Just got a torch on there with fire coming out of it. And all these columns. And this schmuck, rude, disrespectful little shit. I couldn't imagine. I had to make myself a few times. With me and Scottish are walking around, and I had to make myself touch something. I had to physically take my hand and make me touch something because I don't want to touch anything. It's like being in a cave. You're afraid that if you touch something, you're gonna ruin it. It'll never be right again. It's not gonna fall over on you or nothing, but it's more this weird looking architecture, nice little bricklaying project. Here's your magpie. We're gonna have a female specific beauty break here. There's a magpie, and then check out these cherry trees. Beautiful, in full bloom. And you got these flowers, a little meadow out there. They're working on a memorial field. And I took a picture of this thing. Look how beautiful that is. And this was the end of April. We haven't even got into May at this point. It's the end of April, and we already got flowers. Not all of them, but we got a good chunk of flowers. I took this picture because the guy kind of reminded me of either Jack Black or the drunk in the drunk sailor in the Pirates of the Caribbean. He's got the same mutton chops going on. And here's more and more headstones. They just go on forever. Take a picture, it means never the same picture twice. Here's some finds. I like these guys are just coming out for spring, right? I've never seen finds that curled up like that. I had to take pictures of it. Very, very cool. The finds are unfurling. Okay. So then we get back to the cathedral, and we get to go in, and I've clustered all of the stained glass together so we can get through the stained glass relatively quick. But here's your Titan Quest logo going on. Again, this is all friggin' stone. Look at this. It might be metal. It could be metal. But, yeah. Everything's beautiful in this church. Check this thing out. There's our feet. Yeah, check this thing out. Look at this. A sculpture. Look at this thing. Just so much beauty. So much beauty. And now we're back to the stained glass. I went through several churches in Scotland. It's just what I have to do. But you get these gorgeous images. There's always something to look at. Ridiculous. Sun, the moon, the stars, nature. Look how just vast that window is. Ugh. It's so stunning. And I didn't take a picture of every single piece of stained glass this time. I took pictures of ones that just stood out for me. It would suck to have to clean those windows. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. All these little images around here. Really wild. Nice. Nice design. Could you imagine having to put all that in there together? You know, to get the color to be. Look at the tint. You know, I couldn't imagine having to put that together. It's not all one color, you know. Here's another one. This is a little Freemasonry. This is very Freemason-esque. Oh, there it is, yeah. There's your plum. There's your Art Deco floor. There's your entryway. And there's your symbolism right there. So I saw Freemasonry in the windows. That's why I was taking pictures. This ship. This eye-looking thing. Ugh. Yeah, there was more Freemason symbols right here. This is the master's hat. The master of the lodge. This is his hat. I should know because I wore one. But you know, you have the two columns to either side, and that is accurate. That is very very accurate. But yeah, these Freemasons, the sailing ship, the tools of various craftsmanship. There's a meaning to this particular window. The three flames. Yeah, there's meaning to that window. And here we have more religious symbolism, but look at how just vastly detailed these things are. Here's some more tools. Here's some fish in a barrel. Coopers. They're making barrels, guys. And this is a wig. Purple. I picked up purple. There's some pink. I just love looking at it. Look at it, you know, little bowls here. There's a boar's head right there. This is your fleshes. So there's your meat cutter right there. Here's a wide shot of one of either the front or the back of the cathedral. I got all of them in one shot. There's a lot going on in these windows. Here is sculpture on the wall. I think this is that logo of Scotland with the lion and the unicorn. I took a picture of this hack because of the skull and crossbones in the middle of this thing. I couldn't help but think to myself yeah, it was a royal crest. Yeah, the Skull and Bone Society. I couldn't help but think about that. But it was a very, very interesting altar right here. Could not pass up taking a picture of it. Here's your woodwork. Scottish goes, take a picture of that. So I did. Here is a unicorn. His little horn is broke. Here is a sculpture that I zoomed in on up above my head. Couple of people, or a couple of kids. Here's your hawk, your Dumbledore looking figure right here. And starts in 1 minute. This is the oldest door, the only original door in the place. It was made out of some really interesting wood, but it was ancient. And then you have this shot. I told Minnie Vinny it looked like the Muppet Show right here. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It looked like the Muppet Show. But this ceiling, the pipes, the Gothic architecture, it's gorgeous. That'd make a good screensaver, matter of fact. I may just do that. Later. Here's further back, before the ad break takes effect. More of those pipes right there. But that's where that gargoyle was at, was down here in this, on this corner over here. But just the Gothic, the swooping Gothic architecture. So pretty. Here's a long shot down. Ceiling, pipes. The other ceiling that looks a lot like that, the ceiling at the Stirling Castle in the Royal Hall. Same sort of ceiling. Design anyway. But yeah, when that ad break goes into effect, we'll take a pause. We won't. Yeah, there we go. Where am I at on numbers, Scottish? Let's see where I'm at on numbers. I am at number. We're getting there. 113. Yeah, we're getting close. There's only 175 this time. I got my garden. In the seeds that I planted before I left didn't really take off. So I'm working hard on keeping them wet so that they hopefully will grow. I got my garden in on the old territory where the strawberries are at, and I got between the two trees where I put down the cardboard. I finally got that planted. It's just bell peppers. It's bell peppers from one end to the other. And then tomatoes are going to be out front, the entirety of out front, wherever I can put them. And we did some flowers over the hill, and then the garden down there. Any of my extracurriculars that take up a lot of space, whether it be your cucumbers, your watermelon, that sort of shit, they're going to go over the hill. And then whatever takes up from the seeds, hopefully will grow. Yay, we're back. Okay. We're getting down there, Hack Man. Stay with me, baby. So here's another shot of the pipe organs all the way down this beautiful ceiling that had, all these decorative covers on every single intersection. I couldn't help but stare at it. Looked a little something like this. Like the bottom of a boat, Like the bottom of a boat. But it had every junction had a different crest on it with different designs. And I could not help but take a picture. It was very, very cool. And it went on and on and on. I took different angle pictures. Here's this one, the roof, as I was telling Scottish. Vinny's always staring at organs. Oh yeah, giggity giggity. Um, More of this gothic style, in these big ass chairs, man. But yeah, the gothic style. I every time I see it, I step into it. I look up and I go, well, this is how Diablo starts. You know, I can't help it. It's just like being at home. Beautiful, and and you're like, I know what this means. It means someone's fixing to die. Whenever you see this level of beauty in the architecture, look at that. Just take that in. Just take it in from that angle. It's gigantic on the inside and just gorgeous. It's peaceful. You sit there in the church and just do whatever you want. Have a sit down, rest, and admire the work around you. These things, this column, I zoomed out so you could see the whole thing. Yeah, this whole thing like this turns me on. I love that shit. Here's a nice spire off in the distance. You know, whatever this palm tree looking thing with the fish on it is. But saw this spire in the distance and had to take a shot of it. This here is the oldest house in Glasgow. Scottish so lovingly pointed out for me. That's where it is. That's where it. That's where you're going to find it. It doesn't look like much on the outside because it's covered. Oh, that was a symbol for Glasgow. Okay. It's covered in protective spray. So we're back on the bus, and you know, Scott, we're on a tour, and we're listening to these headphones, and I haven't slept for 48 hours, you know, so I'm sitting there and I'm fidgeting to beat hell. I'm trying to keep myself awake, and I'm losing the battle, and Scottish knows I'm losing the battle, but I made the call. Yep, exactly. No sleep club. I made the call that I wasn't going to sleep, and I never saw dark. It was daylight the entire time. And you know, we hit the ground running like we do, and made it happen. But you know, we went to some really interesting places. A lot of big landmarks. And the whole time they're talking in your ear, telling you where you're at. But I saw this. I had to take a picture of it because the BBC building. And then this structure, being a skyscraper in Scotland, is kind of rare. Your Crown Plaza. And then here's this beautiful building that we were passing. I had to take a picture of. Kind of looks Russian just a little bit. And here's this thing. Here's your amphitheater. It's a very cool design. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the one in Australia, just a touch, but kind of Spaceballs ish down here though. Here's the Hydra. Armadillo. Yeah, the armadillo looking thing. Yeah. I didn't take an image from the back side of it, so I forgot about the armadillo thing. It does. It looks like an armadillo. The way the shells fit together. Yeah, this thing here, the UFO. No, this was not built in the 1300s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This right here, the hydro. A very interesting looking structure. So then we get back on this. We get back on off the bus, and we start back to the hotel. And he sticks my face out of this side street because he wants me to see this guy. He's always got a friggin' traffic cone on his head, and his horse is covered in tattoos, stickers. But I had to take a picture of that. Scottish did too because he wanted to show somebody back home that yep, he's got his hat on again. And then here's a structure at the top of that building. And Scottish is like, you already took a picture of that. And I said, yeah, but not at the freaking thing at the top of the building. It's very, very cool. So, okay. We're deciding we're going to go to dinner. Yes, that was the Duke of Wellington with the hat on. We decided we're going to go to dinner. This is my hotel room. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to talk about some shit in this room. But our hotel room, I struck pay dirt with this hotel room. Scottish was like, this is a mansion. And it wasn't that bad, really. The price wasn't that bad. But it was a mini apartment. His was even worse. Much bigger than mine. But yeah, this was the bed. And then this was above the stove. It was a vent, your fan, and it blew me away because it was a design that I hadn't ever seen before. I had to take a picture of it. And then this thing here, we all determined at home that this, right? Exactly. You're not wrong, Heck, man. You're not wrong. This right here, we all determined would be the best egg flipping device known to man, or pancake flipping device. I've never seen a spatula or anything that was bent at 90 degrees. I've never seen it before. So I had to take a picture of that. Here's a fire blanket. In case you're cold, put on your body, wrap yourself up in it, and then light it on fire. And you'll get warm right away. No, that's not what this is for. This is your fire extinguisher. But I had never seen a fire blanket. I've seen them in professional settings. I've never seen them in your societal setting, your homestead setting. The fire blanket blew me away, so there's that image. There was a dishwasher in my hotel room. It was a mini apartment. Took a picture of the inside of the dishwasher. Here's the fridge. It came with still water already in it, and it came with, would you believe this, a little bottle of cream. No, Heck, man, we are not going to test it to see what it actually is. It might be a sperm sample. I am well aware, and I'm way ahead of you. But, oh, you didn't have a dishwasher. Maybe you just didn't pull that one particular handle. But yeah, this was cream for your coffee. Yeah. Milk for your coffee or your tea. Here's an ice cube tray. And the ice cubes were itty bitty. They were itty bitty little ice cubes. Because there's the size of the spatula. They weren't very big. I thought that was fascinating as well.
I want to show you guys how fast these things wake, because in the States, it takes a good couple minutes for it to warm up. Watch, I've done nothing to this. Watch this thing go. Watch. seconds. In seconds, this thing gets hot enough to get that reaction out of water. In the States, the one I've got, it takes a full, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. This thing's got hot water like instantaneously. You keep telling me how great that piss poor country is.
I had to shoot that video because I love my kettle. Okay, I love it. I use it religiously. But these things here with the prongs and the way that the power gets right to the source, I think what we're using over here is subpar electrical work. In my opinion, I would rather have the 3-phase plug. What do you want, Vincenzo?
You're Vincenzo.
No. Look at the camera. What do you want, Mini Vinny?
I don't even think that's gonna be a possibility, but I was thinking, if you stop. Do you want to show them a new game?
No, I'm in the middle of a Scotland stream. We're not gaming today. Scotland stream, we can game sometime middle of the week. Scotland streams on the weekend until the trip is over.
Didn't the UK have problems because when TV went to the commercials, everyone turned on their kettles and it caused brownout?
Vincent has a brownout about every day. Happens in his pants. Ow! Hey! He said hi to you. You're not going to say hi back?
Hi.
Get over here. Be respectful.
Excuse me.
He said hi to you.
Oh, I'm Scottish. Sorry.
Are you going to talk to Scottish about what you found?
Oh. Scottish,
We're taking a personal time out.
frick.
DJ Heck says hi. He's our newest mobster.
Huh?
I owe him a shot because he's the only mobster we've had that's brand new today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the man a shot. Yeah, sure. So what did you find? Let's explain to DJ Hack what happened. You go right ahead and start at the beginning. What happened when I got back from Scotland last time? What did I bring you?
You bought me back a little plush toy haggis.
Okay. Brought you back a haggis. And how long did you have the haggis?
Did you just spill it?
No, I didn't spill it.
Yeah, you did.
Tell them, how long did you have the haggis?
Probably since my dad got back from his last Scotland trip. Not the one that happened a few days ago. The one that happened like probably a year ago.
Right. So, when you got to Easter, no, when you got to Christmas, tell Mr. DJ Hack, when you got to Christmas, what happened?
He started wandering off and to hide in places.
And where did he hide at Christmas time?
Well, the funny thing is, there was this big package. Actually,
A big package. No, not that one, the other one.
yeah, there was a package.
Then the package said what? Do not...
Do not shake.
Right.
And I opened it, and what I saw in there was a carrot, what was half a carrot, and my haggis. And I was like...
So his haggis wandered off at Christmas time
With Santa Claus.
with Santa Claus. So Easter time shows up. What happened at Easter time? You pulled up all your candy, and what was in the Easter basket?
It was my haggis. So the Easter bunny was chilling with my haggis.
Right. The haggis wandered off with the Easter bunny. So go ahead and go get the haggis, please.
He's like, what did you find? November? You mean November? Okay.
Go find the haggis. I came back from Scotland this time, and we're lucky the haggis didn't go with me. All right, We're lucky. So let's show the world what happened when I got back from Scotland. Ta-da! Let me have it. Thank you. This is not the original color of this haggis.
Wait. This guy's just like, wait. It's like, wait. A minute. Give him time to write. Give him time to type. And then he's... was he white before?
He
Yes.
was white before.
But now the season changed, and now he's gray.
And now he's gray. So this is what Vincent did. Vincent takes it, and I looked at it, and I just kind of looked at it, and I go, this is wrong. And Vincent goes, wait. And he looks at it, and he looked at it, and then he turned it over because the haggis had pooped itself, and it had a white, or had a yellow streak on its tail.
No, I accidentally got paint on it. Don't do
Yes, Vincent accidentally got
Just-
paint on it,
just
so he
like-
turns it over and he goes, this is not the same haggis. And I go, yeah, it is. He's just shedding his fur because it's a new season. So there, Vincent's little pet haggis is now gray, going through spring. So, give him kisses. Yes. Okay, I'm going to finish my stream. We'll come back and talk about the saga of the Haggises and the Nessies later. Okay? Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. All right. So, yes, DJ Hack, we have a pet haggis in the house. But yes, back to this thing. The kettle. I love these things. I love having tea in Scotland. It's so fast. The water's so pure. Ugh.
Okay, so I looked at this thing and I went, what in the hell is that? And I grabbed it. Watch this. It's a light. It's a light. Look at this thing. And you put it back and it goes like this. That is cool. Dude, America sucks. Look at this thing. You don't have technology like this. We live in a friggin' prison. We don't get anything nice. I want like 5 of these around my house, at least.
Oh, yeah, man. I couldn't imagine, instead of having a light switch with the light way up here, having a light like that where you could just grab it and turn it on and point it at what you want to look at. Good Lord, and then you turn it back off when you're done using it. I would love to have one of these around the house, or 5 or 6 or 7. Scottish tells me that they're for emergency purposes, but I'm a nerd, so I see it as a book reading light. But he swears up and down it's for emergency purposes. Oh, look at Scottish busting my balls. Here we
What about
go.
this one? This one ring bell? Looks like a ring bell. I could have swore it's a ring bell. Nope. Strike 2.
The light looked like a ring bell, and I couldn't help but hit it and try to make it sound like a ring bell. I did it twice, both sides of the.
Do you see this thing? Do you see this thing? Watch this. You see it? Nope, not a ring bell.
I tried. I really did. I wanted it to be a ring bell, but it looks just like a ring bell. Okay, so here's my caramel, is what I call it. My caramel candy bars, they came free with the room. I don't say free. I paid for them. They delivered them for me. Did Vinny have Iron Brew? Bitch, I had Iron Brew every time I had the opportunity. I had Iron Brew. I had 2 bottles on my last day because I knew I was going to miss it. I was backpacking Iron Brew all the way through Scotland. It was my go-to drink if ever I needed a drink. Only with meals would I have like alcohol, but Scottish has still got one a week later. 2 weeks later, he still got one in his fridge. I got an Iron Brew. Hold on. I got an Iron Brew. Whoop, right here, Dad. I got to go back to Jungle Jim's and get some more. But this is the magic juice. But hey, Hackman, later on in the streams, as we get through the days of me traveling through Scotland, there are multiple flavors and styles of Iron Brew. And I did not know that. I did not know that. And Scottish was kind of shocked a few times too. But the 1901 version, we talk about this in the stream with me and Scottish together. I just published it, so when we're done with this, you need to go check it out, okay, Heck? But the 1901 has quinine in it, which is a malaria drug, anti-parasitical, anti-malaria, quinine, right? It has quinine in it. It's the bitterness they want out of it. And I was shocked on one hand, but at the other hand, I'm like, you know what? It's the original recipe. It's what they had at the time. Why not have quinine in it? But yeah, they have different flavors now. I just saw an advertisement for one. The Unicorn Tears and Nessie. I want to say Nessie Slime or Nessie something. It's Iron Brew with different flavors. But yeah, I saw more flavors of Iron Brew this trip than I'd ever seen before, and we could not find the strange flavors in individual servings. We could only buy them in the case, and I didn't want to saddle Mr. Scottish Tiger with a whole case of this crap, you know. But if I'd have bought a case of it when I first got there, I probably would have got through it, but not both of them, you know. But yeah. Here's my caramel. Very good stuff. Over in the States, it reminds you of a Nutty Buddy. You know, the bar with the wafers in it, not the caramel stick thing. This is the Nutty Buddies. And then obviously my Edinburgh Scottish breakfast tea. I can get this particular brand in the States at Jungle Jim's. This is Bar's Red Cola. Obviously, it's a pound. And this was given to me by Scottish Tiger. It's a red cola. I'm anti-red dye 40, obviously, a red dye anything. Dyes in general. But I drank this, and it reminded me a lot of the red fruit, or the red berry drink that I had on my first trip to Scotland. It was kind of medicine-y. Yeah, that's the word. And, but at the same time, it was very good. And I nursed on that for 2 days. It was a very good drink. Here's the Highland Q that I brought home for my little girl. Sissy, as she's so lovingly called, Lorian, we knew it was going to be a hit when we got it home, and she did the exact thing that we all knew she was going to do. She picked that thing up and she just touched the eyes. She did exactly what we knew she was going to do. Picked it up, looked at it, and it was like, those big old eyes. But yeah, she pals around with that thing on the road, out in the tent. She pals around with that thing a lot. And then Scottish got me some books. because he thinks I can read. He got me some books. Scottish History for Dummies. It's right there next to me. As I read my books, I take them to Wake and put them on my shelf at Wake. And that way people, realize that I'm not just a tourist to Scotland. I have an education in Scotland too. So this is the notebook that Scottish provided me to give to Mini Vinny. I put notes in it, all of my tickets from my travels. I put in there, so lots of little notes written in cursive on purpose to force him to learn how to read cursive. But all kinds of different things are wedged into that notebook right now. I haven't even gone through it myself. Here's another book that he gave me, which again is right there. The Guide to Mysterious Glasgow. It's got UFOs, it's got ghosts, it's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. I can't wait to read it. There's the necropolis, obviously. I've already shown you pictures of that shit. That thing in particular you should recognize immediately. Okay, so we got an ad break coming up here in just a few seconds. But meanwhile, this is the shirt that Scottish Tiger bought for me. So when I went to see Saka, which will be another stream later, this is the shirt that I was going to wear that day. It's a very nice shirt. It's very comfortable, and it's purple. You may not be able to see it the way I took the picture, but it is purple. There it is. It's a beautiful dark purple, and God knows I love my purple. Gorgeous shirt. Looks good on me. Looks good on anybody. But, I felt like part of the crowd when I had this on. And, it was cold out that day, and I didn't wear a jacket on purpose because I'm showing off my shirt. This is my shirt. And we didn't get complimented on it. We did, because the hat matched the shirt. So I did. It was a little bit chilly, and I didn't put a jacket on just to show off my beautiful shirt. I love the angles, too. Hey, all right, we're at ad break. Put this back. Oh, God. But anyhow, got the garden started on 2 places, and then, like I said, everything over the hill is going to be extracurriculars. These pods they give you to grow seeds in for safety purposes or to get them to be healthy enough to put in the ground. They don't grow with a dam in these pods, so I don't have anything up. I did that before I left for Scotland, and they haven't even popped up in 90% of the pods. So I thought I would work hard at keeping them wet and try again in a few weeks. But I've laid out a whole bunch of seeds, and as those seeds come up, I'll know where I can add a new plant that, because these seeds didn't make it, or this thing that I planted was a complete dud, has no growth. I'll just plant my seedlings in there. I've got buckets of peppers planted. It's ridiculous. I should have so many peppers come out of this batch while my strawberries are expanding. I should have so many peppers this time. All right, let's go to the next slide. This is my wonderful, lovely hat. I'm so proud of it. It went right in my drawer with my tartan armor. This beautiful. Finally got a flag of Scotland on something. And I didn't wear it that day. I should have, could have. I didn't wear it that day because obviously, this is a nice purple here too. But obviously I want to wear my traveling fedora. And then here's this scarf. Look at this. This scarf is so warm and so heavy. I can't wait for it to get cold again. I'm going to wear this all the time. This guy here was gorgeous. And again, I should have wore it that day. But we did, the weather was looking nice, but the Scottish clouds got us, and man, it was cold that day. It was rough. This is my new travel bag jacket. When I go someplace, this jacket goes with me everywhere. Scottish got me a rain jacket for Scotland, and I wore it about every day. Whether it was around my waist or it was in my pack, I had it on me because it came in handy, kept me from getting wet. Right? It's the weather is friggin' terrible. I'm with you on that, Hack Man. And then this thing. Look at this. This is Scotland in the books. So I got myself some whiskey that came in a box. And I'm going to zoom in on this. There are a dozen different whiskeys in here to try. And I drank them all in Scotland. None of them came home with me. I drank them all in Scotland. And I burnt through stuff like this early on. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. I went from least impressive label to most impressive label. The Dalmore. I think I drank that first because I'm like, I know what this tastes like. It's right here. But this one here, the chocolate and orange liqueur, I'm looking for whiskey, and this is a Scotch whiskey liqueur. Get the fuck out of here. Liqueur. It wasn't a Scotch, you know. It wasn't what I was in there for, but these things were fun. Some of them were so much burned that it was like, why would you put this in your face? And then there were some that I rather enjoyed. This guy here, the Oban, and the Talisker. You know, we'll get into that in later streams. But the Gaelic ones, no, pass. I took pictures of the board. I had the board over there, but I took a picture of the board in case the board for some reason didn't make it home. There's my Dalmore, baby. But also to remind me of what I liked. This was actually good. I was surprised. And I think I can get this in the States. This was actually pretty good. And that one. But then this one here, this is the one I couldn't pronounce that I had before. And I was surprised at how good it was this time. Yeah, we did the Dalmore live on the stream. You're right. I was very surprised because I did not care for that the first time. But this one was good. That one was okay. I don't think I liked these two. And these, the Gaelic ones, I was out. No thank you. I got on it right on a subway. You know, being on a train is impressive. Being on a double-decker bus is impressive. Driving in a taxi going Mach fuck me down a highway is also pretty impressive. But this right here, getting on a subway, was my first time on a subway. First time. I'd ever been on a subway. And it's like being on a tram. I expected the ceilings to be higher. The Clockwork Orange, right? Yes, but yeah, I was very surprised at how small the room was in the subway. And then we get off the subway, and I look down the street, and you see these wonderful spires, these wonderful, beautiful Gothic structures off in the distance. So gorgeous. And then, you know, we're walking the street, and we pass this little shop, and you don't find cool shit like this back home. This is glass obscuring the view. But you don't find cool shit like this back home. You know, it was Easter stuff. It zoomed in on the glass instead of on the product. That sucks. But anyway, egg-shaped goodies and, you know, these pies. You don't find cool shit. There's a dream. There's the what's it called? The dream, not dream cakes, dream rings. The dream rings by these people that has the bird nest on top. And there's a sheep. There's a sheep puff ball pastry and another egg. Um, you don't find beauty in the food. Everything's processed, prepackaged bullshit, okay? And there's me. I doctored this image just a little bit. A little bit. I brought this is the main subject and blurred this out, you know. But yeah, that was the first real good picture of me in a few years. We're in a restaurant that we had to fight to find. Okay, it was a wonderful restaurant. We're not. Yeah, there it is. We're not gonna talk about nothing negative. I'm saying that to find the restaurant from the street was almost impossible. Okay. Oh, she was pretty. Yeah, no, she was pretty. I agree with you. Um, you know, I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty. But you know, I'm the subject of the picture. So this restaurant, once we got into it, it had these weird balcony seats, and then you had the seating down in the main lobby, and there was no one downstairs in the main lobby, and I don't understand that. But all these plants, it was very, very visually satisfying to be in this restaurant. Here's your menu. A little place called Ubiquitous Chip. Uh, Again, some place that I didn't belong in. It's you take these numbers and you add 40%, and that's basically where you're at. In America, you know. But you see the amount of just sheer really cool food. Haggis, neeps, and tatis. And then we got your French onion soup. And then you got your beer battered Shetland cod cheeks. Uh, a word that I can't pronounce at the moment. And then sea trout pastrami. You're making pastrami out of sea trout. You got your spiced pork, your fennel scotch egg. Um, yeah, the venison haggis. Yes, sir. And then you got your Shetland mussels, tomato and chili broth. You got your beef tartare, coal oil, oyster leaf emulsion. Basically, I didn't belong in this restaurant at all. Um, you have a charcuterie board. And you're going to have your cheese board with your goodies on it. Uh, Smoked cauliflower. Couscous made out of cauliflower. Tempura made out of cauliflower. Venison and beef burger with green peppercorn mayo. Jerkin my gherkin and caramelized onions. Beef rump steak, hand cut chips, chimichurri. Chimichurri's always good, Dad. And then wild garlic chicken Kiev, the potato salad, watercress, Scottish seafood, laksa, bear skate wing, skate wing. Then the Jerusalem artichoke, which I have growing in the backyard right now, as fast as it can go. And then you got your sides here that you can order if you want. Here's my drink. I had a Manhattan. I knew I was in a fancy restaurant. I knew if I said the word Manhattan, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And boom, there it is. Had myself a nice vermouth and scotch Manhattan, and boy, it was good. This beer was very cool. It was called the Haggis Hunter. And I loved it. It was really good beer. I was thrilled. Went well with the meal. But yeah, as far as beers go, when you try something that you just never had before and hit it out of the park, that was a good beer. Here's your venison haggis, your neeps, your turnips, and your potatoes. And I got to have a taste of the venison haggis, and it was just as rich as we knew it was going to be when we ordered it. I can smell the. Oh yeah, he could smell the whiskey in the Manhattan. It was good and strong. Here's his meal. He had the rump with the chips and the chimichurri on top, and then I had the mussels for an appetizer, and it was really really good. The flavors were. Oh yeah, I'm in a restaurant that is so far out of my league that it comes with one of those uh, uh, finger bowls for you for when you've handled the seafood. You can clean your fingers so your fingers don't smell like fish. I was going Scottish. I never been in a restaurant that gave you finger bowls. I've never been in a restaurant where they gave you finger bowls. So here I am enjoying the. That's not soup. That's not your tea. No, no, it's not. So I got to experience something very, very unique there. And then I had the seafood laksa with your clams, your your giant prawns. There's some bok choy. This was just a tortilla, your mussels, and then your vegetable and noodle puree down here, and then this guy was a fish. I have to go back and look at the menu to figure out if it's on there. But this fish, the skin was nice and crispy. Oh, it was so cool. Yes, there was a fancy brothel we were in. You are correct. I walked into that when I deserved that. I deserved that. Thank you, Hack, for putting me back on the path. Um, oh, that's the last picture of the slide. There you go. Uh, but no, Hack, the food we had in some places was absolutely ridiculous. Um, it wasn't rotten. It was a good tortilla. You leave that thing alone. It was good. It was good. It was a flour creature of the tortilla variety that was all rolled up. I do know that much. But yeah, that was day one. Obviously, we go from here. We get back on the subway. We go back to the hotel. That was day one for us. Uh, this is just the first day. I haven't gotten to day 3 through 11. Some days I had pictures, some days I didn't. There's like 2 or 3 days in there where there's nothing because it was just like an off day. I'm going to stay in the hotel and I'm going to rest. There was a couple of days like that, and I was perfectly happy to do so. It wasn't a matter of not playing on my phone. It was just a matter of I got no place to be. It's nice to just relax and not be demanded of anything, and it was heaven. I highly recommend it. If you can't escape to Scotland, at least you can do is get yourself a hotel room and chill. Okay, but make sure that they have good Wi-Fi before you book that hotel. I made that mistake at the end of my trip. That Wi-Fi was absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so that gets us through a couple of hours of my Scottish tour part 2. And again, this is just day 1. There's a lot more. When I'm by myself, I leave Scottish in Aldous, Inverness. Sorry, I leave Scottish in Inverness, and I am on the road by myself. I take a lot of pictures because I don't have to apologize for taking pictures now. I'm a friggin' tourist. So the back half of the streams where it's Perth, Edinburgh, those 2 days in particular. When I go to Stirling, those days, 3 days in particular, there's a lot of pictures, a lot of pictures. So with that, I would like to thank DJ Hack for coming and becoming part of the mob. It means a lot to me that you've managed to get this far. I am honored to have you as part of one of my mobsters. Hopefully, we can get some visitors from Sandwich and Mike Storm and the like. The Crash, who I haven't visited since I got back. Get those guys to come over here and hang out with us for the next conversation we have about the Scotland tour. But again, the most profound piece, and this time I can hold on to I can hold on to it, and I know where it's at because I found it, and I it wasn't a 4 day like last time. It was 4 days, and it was ripped. The evil was ripped out of me, and then it slowly found its way back in. I think I can maintain this one because it rode around with me the entire time. And I'm so grateful to finally have found that piece. But yeah, next weekend we will do this again. We will talk about day 2 and 3 maybe. We'll get the pictures together. We'll tell some stories, and we'll do some more show and tell. All right. So until next time, we'll do this the same way we always do. Be good to yourself and be good to each other. Remember that no matter how bad the world gets, you always have a home here at the mob. You are important. You matter. And for those of you who never hear it from another source, I'm proud of you and I love you. So go out there and do good things. Take care of yourself first. You're number one. And then go help others. All right, baby? All right. Be good. Be safe. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Mwah. Arrivederci, baby. Have a good night.